you, great. I really appreciate you spending some time with me this morning and chatting about the foundation. DUT, I think through Rajen, Reddy, from what I understand, has had a very long relationship with the RR group, and then now more recently with the foundation.
Rajen Reddy and Mr. Reddy has a very long relationship with the university, and I think this started around about 2017 when he was part of the DUT Foundation, actually. And the DUT Foundation is really about supporting students and assisting students and staff and things like that. So Mr. Reddy played a very integral role within the DUT Foundation. And later, when the RR Foundation was set up, actually he had basically laid the foundation for the relationship. And through the informal ways of interacting with the university and bringing things on board. And I think Mr. Reddy was a social entrepreneur. He was very conscious of the challenges in the community, and so he saw the foundation, the foundation and the link between the university and DUT as being having the power to be able to address those challenges. And so this is how the relationship developed between KZN Oils. It started up as KZN Oils and DUT. And he was always there, because I remember very many meetings with him, inviting us to have discussions with him on some of the issues within the communities and things like that. And then when he passed on, when he died, the foundation was formed to basically continue the work that he had started. And so this relationship now has really become more formalized in many ways through the different programs that are being run where DUT and KZN, the RR Foundation, are actually working together to develop programs to be able to support the wider community and the ecosystem within KZN.
Great. I think you've touched on quite a few issues there. To staff and students, social entrepreneurship is quite important to DUT. And do you want to expand on that a bit more?
It is actually. It is very important, because I basically started up the Center for Social Entrepreneurship at DUT with the whole idea of actually developing businesses that are not only profit orientated, but actually that address key issues within the community. And, given the high level of unemployment that we have and the various social challenges that we face, these businesses, or the businesses that we support and help grow, are actually critical for the community, or for our society, basically. Yes.
Very much so. And I think if students can understand that sometimes they need to be of service beyond being a salary check.
Exactly. Yes.
Purposeful life. Yeah.
And I think Mr. Reddy epitomized what it means being a social entrepreneur. Despite the fact that he had developed this wonderful, amazing business, with KZN Oils, and there were so many different parts to KZN Oils, his heart was really about making a difference. And I think that's what social entrepreneurs do. They actually make a difference wherever they are. And so I think what the foundation does is really like bringing together all his ideas and making sure that they keep the legacy alive.
Yes.
I think this is the exciting part about the RR Foundation.
Yes, I think I've spoken to Mrs. S.A. Reddy and to Nadeem Aziz, and both of them are really emphasize that.
Yes, absolutely.
Mr. Reddy was passionate about making a difference, and this is their way of taking his passion, his memory, and legacy forward. So
I think it's really such an amazing initiative.
Yes, no, it does seem to be great with lots of different projects. So the foundation in what ways does the foundation currently support DUT?
There are many ways, absolutely a huge range of ways. So to begin with, for example, they have opportunities for student graduates to be employed at KZN Oils. That's just one. They've had bursaries. I think when Mr. Reddy started off, he used to assist students with bursaries through the DUT Foundation. But what has happened now is that they formalized that.
Okay.
So last year, for example, they supported about 10 students, offering them bursaries. And I think that's a very big thing. So at least 10 students benefited from that. They've also partnered with the department of one of the departments, with the student community department, counseling department, the student counseling department, to actually run a program on mental health.
Yes.
That's another one.
I've got someone there to speak to in addition about that project. Yes.
So there was that. Then they also partnered with us on many programs as well. For example, one of the things through the CSC, that's the department that I manage, we ran a World Intellectual Property Day in partnership with eThekwini Municipality. And so eThekwini, RR Foundation was there to assist us and donated gifts for the students who participated. So they actually support us, support DUT in very many ways, as you can see. And every time we have workshops, they're always willing to come in. They're always willing to provide support in whatever way they can. We run workshops as well for our SMMEs. And so they come in and they've, within the sector, the chemical sector, they've actually been, they've been invited as speakers for the sector, providing information about the sector and things like that. So there's a very wide range of support that they provide.
Okay, that's great. Yeah. I think so that's the university industry relationships. You've touched on that, I think, now in terms of workshops, information days.
Yes.
SME development specifically.
I think in terms of the university industry relationship, I think first of all, from Mr. Rajen Reddy's vision, the importance of industry participating and supporting university in many ways. I think the examples here have been, I think we have been indicated in terms of those students that were offered jobs, as well as the support in terms of the bursaries and things like that. But maybe I should also share that there was one incident where one time where we had a meeting with Mr. Reddy, and he was very interested in the catering department, because one of their businesses that they run is called Pillay, where they do chickens for they actually grow chickens, and so they were looking for chefs to be able to support the business. And so he came to the university, and when we had the meeting, he was trying to get students from the Department of Catering to come and have some work experience through Pillay, and be able to so that they could actually either get integrated into the company, or else to be able to start their own businesses as well.
Yeah.
So that's just one example of that.
A good experience.
Yes.
The SME development in terms of actually providing, so it was more about education and providing skills. I know they're also looking at leadership development now.
Yes, they are. Look, they are. As I said, they've got their different leadership and different programs that the foundation has got different programs, and one of them is the leadership program. However, in terms of SME development, I think I must just share with you that I run a business incubator at DUT. It's called the CSERI, or the Center for Social Entrepreneurship and Rapid Business Incubator. So we run programs not only with students and alumni, but with community businesses, SMEs that we support. So what has happened is that, as I said, whenever we run workshops and things like that, we've always invited them so they come and share with us the importance of what their needs in terms of the industry, what are their needs. And we've also tried to align some of our SMMEs to be able to become providers to KZN Oils. And one of the projects that they ran was a project with one of their projects where they're working with different schools, and I think it was one of the different organizations that they had, and so they were trying to support those organizations. And so what they did was they asked us to source the providers that will actually do things for them. For example, they needed clothes or uniforms and things like that for some of the schools, or they needed somebody to fix and paint up the rooms of one of the other places that they were looking at. I can't remember all the names now, but I think some of them are the Ketiwa Rehab Center, Dr. Macken Mysteries Primary School, the Durban Hospice for Women, and the Chatsmith Regional Hospice. So they were actually involved with these organizations, trying to empower and trying to assist them to build these places or to fix some of the issues that needed to be fixed. And so what they did was we provided the SMMEs to be able to assist them to do that.
Okay. Yeah.
So this was a wonderful opportunity for our SMMEs as well, because it gave them another job that they were able to do as well, and they were paid for that. So that was a very good, I think that was a really good experience. And then of course there's a lady, and there's one of our SMMEs that does water. So she actually purifies water and she sells water. And very recently she was accepted to be able to supply all of KZN Oils with water.
Okay.
You know those containers that they have with water and bottled water as well.
Yes.
And so this is a way of providing a market for her. And so that's and I think given the challenges that we have with unemployment and with SMMEs struggling to find work and stuff like that, this is just an amazing opportunity, I think.
Definitely, it's very hard to break into an industry or to supply a company because there often existing relationships. Yes. So to have experience and then to be able to offer your services going forward is a fantastic opportunity. It really is.
Yes. Yeah. And another area that we are working on, and I think you probably have somebody else that you're going to be speaking to on the Kulit Wayang project.
Yes, it's it's a very exciting project and quite unique.
Yes, so that's a project that we are also working with them on, very closely with them on. And one of the things we are doing is that through our center, we are working with people in Pietermaritzburg. There's a school with disabilities that supports children with disabilities in Pietermaritzburg. And we are working with them. Some of the students, when they leave, they have no skills and things like that. So we are going to be running a program with them on skin processing and leather manufacturing. Okay. And then later on, starting their businesses with them, helping them to start their businesses. So with the Kulang, the White project, what we're doing is they will be able to, we are looking at getting these young people with disabilities to design the puppets for the Kulang White project and to be able to manufacture them for some of the programs that will be run in Durban. So that's another project that we're looking at doing with them.
A question that you may be able to answer, which I'm also curious about. Obviously, I've looked at the Javanese puppets, and they're very Eastern in character.
Yes,
so how are you going to translate and design a South African equivalent, and what kind of are they going to have?
Yeah, I think that's going to be quite exciting because we have the Wine Kulit program is very aligned with Ubuntu and with our Department of Drama in the Fine Arts Department does a lot of they are already doing a lot of puppeteering and things like that. So we will look and see how we can adapt. And I think that's going to be the interesting part. How do we adapt the characters and develop the characters that will actually be able to then, and then if these young people with disabilities can actually manufacture them, we're creating a business for them as well.
Definitely. I think it's just got so much potential in terms of education and using the characters to tell stories in so many different ways. So I think
Yes,
it's
yes.
got a lot of
And then,
possibility.
yes, and then drawing from the social and the political
Yes,
things in the spheres in South Africa, and then
yes,
sharing that knowledge with, like with the different countries that are participating in this project. I
yes.
think it has the potential for so much good to come out of it.
No, very definitely, because when it's able to be applied in a different country's context, it can
Yes,
certainly be transferred to another country and addressed and used to address issues there. So yes, I think there's a
that's
lot of
true. Yes,
potential.
yes,
It's
absolutely.
very exciting. Yeah.
Yes,
Just as you said, in terms of puppet making, character development, content
yes.
development,
There's
production,
so much.
so many. There's so much
And
possibility for students, and also I'm just also not only on a practical level, but an academic point in terms of writing, reflecting, and
absolutely, because this opens up so much in terms of research and development,
yes,
and
yes,
it's drawing in the different departments as well. For example, it's
yes,
the art and design department that will play a critical role here.
yeah,
The designing, there's also interior design or
yes, the
designing the
stage,
backdrops
yes,
for this. There's the storytelling part of it, and the
yes,
translation part of it.
definitely,
Being able to translate the stories into different languages.
yes,
So there's
yes,
all of these different aspects, which I think becomes very rich in in the development. And so I
yeah,
think this partnership, and really, I think really have to really thank the RR Foundation for coming up with the idea and for actually moving it forward. And I think Mrs. S.A. Reddy has really done a great job of promoting the dreams that her husband had. I think all
very,
of this is really, really beautiful, really exciting, I think.
yes, I
Yeah.
agree. She's very passionate
So,
about the different
yeah,
projects. Yeah,
it's so easy to just kind of say, well, he died, he's gone, there's nothing that we can do now. But she hasn't left it. She's
no,
actually picked up the threads from where he left, and she's turning it into something else, you know.
yes,
And the team at the KZN office as well are doing such an amazing job, of bringing everything together. They just coordinate everything, bring everything together, and yeah, so it's been a pleasure actually working with them.
great, thank you. I'm sure they would appreciate the fact that you value what they're doing and taking all these projects
Absolutely,
further.
absolutely, yeah.
Is there anything else you would like to add on DUT's relationship with the RR Foundation or group?
Well, I think that DUT is very grateful as well for this opportunity, and I think our Vice Chancellor, Prof. Mthembu, um, at the last function that they had, where they launched the foundation, I think he indicated that there was such a lovely opportunity for the Duty Foundation and for the RR Foundation to actually work together to create a greater impact within the community and within society. And I think that for me is really where we should be looking to go.
Okay, great. Yes, so many opportunities to
Yes.
explore to the benefits of a great number of people on all
Finding
levels. Yes.
the synergies between these two organizations, and like having greater impact, working collaboratively to add greater impact. And I think that's how I see this, the duty as a university, and KZN Oil as this really amazing company with so many different facets, taking on the responsibility of making a difference to the community.